My name is Dr. Dave Kopsell, and I'm the horticulture professor in the agriculture department here at Illinois State University, and I've been on staff for about 17 years now. What vertical farming is, it's a form of what we call controlled environment agriculture. So that can take many different types of forms, but in this particular case, the form is a used shipping container that's completely sealed, so we have total control over all the environmental conditions for plants to grow. The idea for this project first started about 5 years ago. So it was sort of something that it was a big investment, so it took a lot of work behind the scenes and a lot of approvals up and down the administrative chain. So it's actually really satisfying. It's hard to believe that it's actually really happening, but to have seeds growing and getting ready to transplant in a couple weeks is just really, really cool. And then to have students like my graduate student Sarah Stevens now get involved. And then now we're going to start working in the curriculum not only for our courses in horticulture and agriculture, but also many courses across the university. The big key is just the enclosed environment, number one, but the LED lighting strips. That's one of the technologies that as agriculture production, horticultural production move to a controlled environment, they realize that, hey, we have LED lighting technology that can give plants the exact wavelengths of light that they need for photosynthesis, which are red and blue. So when the lights are on, you'll notice that there's red and blue diodes. That's what they use for photosynthesis. So the plant itself doesn't have to contend with all of the other wavelengths of light in the spectrum outside, which has its positives because plants don't have to expel a lot of energy to protect themselves from high energy light, but it also maybe has some negatives too because plants evolved under that light and they use that light for various protective mechanisms and possibly even phytonutrient compounds that they would create. We're going to harvest it here and bring it directly to the dining services preparation area in Watterson dining hall. So we're working out, we've already worked out with them, we're going to start a schedule where we harvest on a Monday and a Thursday because that spaces it out, number one, during the week, but it also kind of gets them set up for sort of peaker times when they actually need the produce. So currently, the types of crops we're going to start out growing are herbal type crops or leafy crops. So as you'll be able to see for the production system, we are limited in the types of crops we can grow. So we can't grow sweet corn, we can't grow pumpkins, large crops or vining crops. So most of the crops that are suited for this type of growing container are compact leafy greens that range anywhere from lettuces to kale to mustard, and then a lot of the herbal crops. We're hoping that we're going to set up our harvest production on a cycle. So twice a week we're going to harvest about 32 towers. So on a weekly basis we have 4 rows of 64 towers. We'll harvest 1/4 of it every week. So every month it'll turn over and cycle. We're really hoping for about 50 pounds of leafy greens per week spread out over those 2 harvests. With this going out to the ISU students, I'd just like to say, please contact me if you're a student and you're interested in working in the vertical farm or learning more about it. Talk to your professors, see how they can work it in. I think across the curriculum, number one, there's endless possibilities with the academic programs, but number two, I think there's a lot of students who are interested in plants and where their food comes from and how we produce food and how we are going to produce food in the future. And I just want to get the word out that we're here. Please come talk to us and we'll do our best to accommodate you and teach you what we're doing.